Have you been waiting for the new Tacoma? Well, your wait is over, at least for the exterior design. We have patented images from the Brazel patent office, so let's get into it. If you're excited for the new Tacoma, smash the heck out of the like button, and let's get into Toyota's entry-level truck. Fingers crossed one day they would bring in another pickup truck underneath of it to fight the Maverick and the Santa Cruz. But until then, we got Tacoma, and here it is. I'm going to cycle through these images, and then we're going to compare it to something we've already seen before. So let's just go back to the first image. It looks very shrunken down Tundra-like, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, I think the front end looks a lot better than the Tundra. I think the front end of the Sequoia looks infinitely better than the front end of the Tundra. Now, we also have these very angular wheel arches and plastic fender flares, I guess you could say, with some aerodynamic cuts in the front. And then we have some stylized headlights here with daytime running lights on the top and the bottom, with a bi-LED headlight in there with a little gill inside or just below it as well. We got our foggies down below on the bottom portion of the grille, and what looks to be kind of like a skid plate diffuser sort of thing at the bottom of the grille. Well, we have a widened honeycomb right above it. I'll go ahead and insert the Toyota badge just for a little bit so it's more official for you. But overall, it looks very Tacoma. There's no doubt that if you saw one on the streets and you hadn't seen one before, you just say, well, that's a pretty cool looking Tacoma. And they didn't try to reinvent the formula too much. And maybe they did that too much with the Tundra because it hasn't been 100% well received. I think this Tacoma will be, though. Overall, the design looks pretty impressive. The stance looks wider than the current Tacoma. I can't confirm that, though. We also have a little shark fin antenna on the top here. Very angular rear window here, kind of like the current Tacoma. We have blacked out handles, but I don't know what model we're looking at. We could be, based off the wheels, we could be looking at like a TRD sort of model. I don't know exactly which trim level, but we have pretty small wheels and fat tires on here. There's the opposite side of the truck. And then we have a little cutout for the window. We don't have a big sliding window, just a small little square there. Rear taillights look very, very Tundra-like. What do you guys think? And the rear bumper doesn't look to be quite as flush with the rear fenders and the rear box of the truck as, let's say, we see on the Tundra. But what's interesting, if you look at this general design going into the rear wheel here, this kind of chunk, it looks identical to the chunk going into the front wheel. We also have a strong body line that goes from the front wheel, horizontally tracks to the rear fender. So let's get on to the back of the truck. Again, this looks wide from here. Pretty big. Looks like any other pickup truck, except the handle looks like it'll probably have Toyota printed into it, just like we have on the Tundra, for example. You'd have a backup camera probably on the right-hand side as well. Rear taillights. We have double or parallel lines here. And I think if I remember right, on the Tundra, you have triple vertical lines. The top of the truck, you can get a better idea of the details on the hood. Nice little cuts and designs to make it more macho. And the front end, I guess, looks pretty macho. And you can just see how wide the truck is on the back, too. It looks pretty cool from the top. So what do you guys think of the new Tacoma? But guess what? It is exactly the same truck that we saw about a little over a year ago. So this really isn't a game changer in terms of new design. We've seen this. And in fact, if you look at the truck at the bottom, this was showed off December of 2021. Akio Toyota said, hey, here's an electric pickup truck. And we're like, oh, great, this is the new Tacoma. And it actually was the new Tacoma, like the spitting image of it. We have glossy fenders here, and here's that aerodynamic piece on the front. So this is exactly the same truck. The only differences are, let's check out this kind of blocked off front grille here. That's to signify that it's a battery electric vehicle. This, of course, is not going to be a battery electric vehicle, at least not at launch, I don't expect. Probably not for a very long time. Here's another image of that Tacoma. Again, it's the exact same pickup truck, this spitting image of what we see here. So over a year ago, Toyota had finalized the design of the new Tacoma, and now that it's patented, it should be coming to the market pretty soon. When should we expect a reveal? Probably by at least ToyotaCon or HQC 2023, which happens usually in June or late May. I've been there for the last 2 years to share my Toyota hands-on coverage of all their new products, and the Tacoma will be there for sure. I don't know if it'll be revealed there, but there's a good chance it'll either be revealed there or I will be driving it there. So definitely stay tuned. But I wanted to talk about powertrains because things are going to change radically for the powertrains. The design, I don't think is changing a whole lot. I mean, it just looks like a more modern Tacoma, and that's not a bad thing. So let's get into the powertrains, or at least what I'm expecting, and one powertrain that I would like to see that I don't think is coming. But let's get into it. So we're going to have the V6 retiring. Rest in peace, 2GR 3.5 liter V6. And we saw it on the Highlander, we saw it on the Lexus RX, and the inline 4 2.4 liter turbo, the T24A FTS engine, is replacing the trying the true the V6, which I'm not that excited about, but it is beneficial in a truck platform with the new F platform, especially because it has a lot of low down torque. So we have over 310 pound-feet of torque, 265 horsepower, and an all-new 10-speed automatic transmission. This alone is really going to help out the Tacoma, which I believe is still on a 6-speed. You can get a 6-speed auto or a 6-speed manual in the Tacoma if you were to buy a 2023 model, but 2024 will have 10-speed only, more than likely. That's just, nothing is official yet, but we have this 10-speed auto already in the Sequoia and the Tundra. So same platform, I would expect the 10-speed auto to be carried over. Now we need to turn the page into electrification. So massive change, not only from naturally aspirated V6 to turbocharged 4-cylinder, but now we're going to have a turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid, and we have similar setups to this. If we look at the RX 500H or even the new Crown Hybrid Max, they have a turbocharged 4-cylinder mated to a hybrid system. But this is a body-on-frame platform, a rear-wheel drive focused platform, and it will be significantly different because we're going to have the 10-speed auto, probably more than likely mated to the turbo 4-cylinder. And between the 10-speed auto and the turbo 4-cylinder, you'll have an electric motor. It makes the most sense to essentially use what the Tundra iForce Max uses, and that is a 48 horsepower motor with 184 pound-feet of torque. Doesn't help out fuel economy too much, but guys, you'll be getting over 300 horsepower in a massive 440 pound-feet of torque in this sort of setup. The current Tacoma tows anywhere from 3,500 to 6,800 pounds. We'll see. I mean, this truck is going to be heavier, so they would have to put bigger brakes on it in order to get a better towing rating on the Tacoma Turbo Hybrid. And if you look at the iForce Max of the Tundra, it doesn't tow as much as like an SR5, for example, because it weighs more. So it'll be interesting to see how much the Turbo Hybrid can tow, what kind of fuel economy it'll get. Hopefully, 26 miles per gallon I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility, but let's talk about the hybrid powertrain that I would want to see. And this goes for simplicity. You take the turbo out of the equation, you use the 2.5 liter A25A FXS, it's the same engine that we see in a ton of Toyota hybrids. RAV4 Hybrid uses this, for example. Put a 10-speed auto on it and the 48 horsepower motor with 184 pound-feet of torque. We still have over 300 pound-feet of torque. You'll have over 230 horsepower and I'm guessing around 30 miles per gallon. This would be the most interesting hybrid to me. And you get a great torque without needing that turbocharger. And in theory, you would get the best fuel economy as well. So hopefully this hybrid powertrain exists somewhere in the lineup. These two seem to be the most likely at launch, but time will tell. No plug-in hybrids are going to happen anytime soon, I don't expect, for Tacoma, and no fully battery electric variant is going to be coming anytime soon. There's a possibility they could announce it and say, hey, by 2026 or 2027, we'll have a fully battery electric pickup truck in the Tacoma. And I think it would come in the Tacoma before the Tundra, but time will tell. So are you happy with the design of the new Tacoma? I think it looks great, and it looks better than the Tundra, or should I say the Tundra's redesign did just about a year and a half ago. So I'll see you guys down below. And if you haven't hit the like button, I'd really appreciate that. It would spread this Tacoma patented image around the interwebs. That would be great for people who are amped about this truck. Make sure you're subscribed, like I said before, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.